Hey folks, Monday the 4th of April 2022, and here we are for another week of these war-torn markets. So we've seen pretty mixed activity, to be honest, across equities last week, and I think we're set to have a bit more of that this week. The Russian-Ukrainian situation sort of had that, kind of falsehood of peace talks and withdrawal talks, and really, the market is saying that, well, that remains to be seen at this time. And while we do wait for, the proof of that pudding, these markets are firmly stuck in ranges that we identified last week, or prior to these peace talks um, seemingly advancing. So let's get over onto these charts. We've got a quiet week ahead this week. Not too much going on. Tuesday and Thursday seeming to be the bigger days here in terms of data. But obviously, there's plenty of headline risk to drive these markets hither and pither. So let's have a look at what we can see here on these markets. Starting off with the dollar, really, dollar, the euro, sort of the kind of de facto barometer for what's happening here. So here's the daily. Let's go on the weeklies on the dollar. So we're holding in this range here, 97.69's low. Third test there last week on that low and getting back up. So really, for me, I don't like trading ranges, but unless they're quite large, and this is quite large, looking for the longs on the euro as we trade up in these highs in the dollar, and looking for then the reshorts on the euro as we find support down 97.69s in the dollar. So inverse movement, of course, across that currency pair. So we remain within this right now. Yesterday, I suppose, or sorry, Friday, I suppose the re-ramping of the dollar from that 97.69s was really, we kind of came in here, talk of peace, talk of withdrawals from of Russia from Ukraine, and boom, down we come, de-risking out of the dollar at that time. Let me tidy up this chart, but see that just risk coming off the dollar at the time. That was what, last Tuesday. Yeah, last Tuesday about 10 a.m. We in confluence with the technical, we just cannot survive at this climate here, or at this altitude for the dollar. So down we come, and then finding out on Wednesday. Well, can we believe what anything the Russians are saying? Evidently, no, we couldn't. The withdrawal of troops was not really everything that was promised, and the Ukrainians ultimately saying, "Listen, talk is cheap, but they're not walking the walk here. They're not pulling out." And so then again, you saw Thursday morning, first off the blocks, 8 a.m., re-risking into the dollar. Lovely trade for the shorts on the euro at this time, and here we are, risk still in the dollar. As you can see, it's about 60% of what it was, while we are in this whole range right now. So I think, look, let's really use this as a barometer for what's happening in the Russian-Ukrainian situation right now. 98 spot 94 is bottom of that sort of area. Um, so just do be careful out there. This is once we break out of this range, and I think we will break out to the upside on the dollar. Um, I think it's going to be incredible shorts. You're looking at parity to the dollar there. That some of the ECB, well, Christine Lagarde is talking about, seems to be the way things are going right now. We're just trading one spot 10,645s on the euro index right now. So, I think we're going to break down even further. We got to find one spot 103.75 as support, and I think we'll go lower on the Dixie. I think we could really find ourselves down at 10 or one spot 09455s. But that's going to be a big move. It's going to be bumpy if it's not going to be a one-way street as all these trades are. All right, looking at NASDAQ on the daily. Here we are in the daily chart in the NASDAQ. You can see this sort of the shelf top up here. The what is this? This is what confluence with the 200 EMA right now. I will hide that one so I can see what's going on. And the 100. So the 15164s, quite the level to be shorting off on Thursday. See the market kind of repricing in the risk on the Ukrainian situation. But if we zoom out here, I think we're generally holding up quite well on the 14,810s half. We should see further upside prices here. You can already see the bottom in this sort of line in the sand. Confluent with pivot today, taking a bid. So, I think we just really had a pullback through half of last week. The pullback was spent, and I think we should be looking at further upside. Right now, though, equity's taking a bit of pressure, under a bit of pressure right now. So it's 50-50 as always with the markets. What's going to happen. But I suspect we're going to mull around in this range for the week. To be honest, given that it is kind of a quiet week, so just kind of this here on the Nasdaq. All right, so moving through the rest of these markets. SPOOS is weak below 45.64 quarter and 45.45s. I'm shorting that this morning, taking it off a pivot. You can see there's no real follow through there at all. So let's see what can transpire on these markets right now. Just let me fix that area on Nasdaq. And yeah, I mean, if I go over on SPOOS on the daily here, yeah, we're on the daily. Move it to a weekly here, weekly bars. I'm going to show you. Look at this big doji here. On the other markets, you've got an inverted hammer on the prior week. A lot of excess in the high. Can't survive at that altitude. We are weak, as I said, below 45.64 quarter. Currently sustained by 45.25s on the just below the low of the current low of day. This chart, gun to my head, I'd have to be short, looking for a down on 44.68, just down below this support, which was the low of the week of the 29th of November. And yeah, let's monitor that one. So see the 45.25s and then that 44.76 is the ultimate support in what is that range, big old range here, right? And then the Dow looking weak below this line in the sand. Similar structure. I mean, I think I would be looking to the SPOOs to give me some guidance on the Dow, but similar levels, 34,702s, bottom of that little range, and 34,793s on the top. I suppose I'll pull up that weekly bar again. Very similar to the SPOOs here. I sort of got this spinning top sort of, well, it's not technically a spinning top, it's a doji, for us to kind of reverse back down here and look for the 50 weekly exponential moving average for support. So we can get look at the dailies here. Yeah, I mean it's in a really tricky spot. I'm hesitant to call this market up or down by the end of the week. At the moment, I think we'll know a lot more come tomorrow. So, all right, oil. Oil's been very resilient, I have to say. On Friday, we were trading the close in the room. A couple of guys came on for it. We just didn't really get the same magnitude of selling that we saw in the prior close. Here you are in the weekly. If we go on the daily here on oil, get this change. There's a lot of days need to load here. You can see the selling on Thursday was really, really good, especially into the close, wiping out the lows of day quite easily and down to the 100 and below 99.66 pit session low. But Friday just couldn't see that, just could not sell below the 99.09s and hold it there. So this actually leads me to believe that 180 million barrels or not, people want to own oil, and they want to own it now. They don't want to own it like in 12 months time. 6 months time, that 180 million barrels will be run out. So if we look back to November, what happened in November and the sell down there, you can see gradually we just worked kind of down from the start of November. Down the 25th was when that actual release came of the 60 million barrels from the SPR. Down we go, big week down, bottoming out, really starting that week at 74s, bottoming out, that week at 63, well, 70, so yeah, 63s, right? So, now we've put on 3 times that amount of oil, but we at that time we did not have a situation really in Russia and Ukraine. This time we do. So I actually technically think we can manage to we can go higher on oil here, as long as we hold 99.09s. But once I think we smash it again, I think we're going down to 94s easily. So as always, it's clear as mud right now. So all right, I'm gonna leave it there for the pre-US today. We're not gonna be on as much this week as we normally are, so listen, have a fantastic session, and I will talk to you soon. Cheers.